Welcome back to the Trading Desk. Excuse me. We're here again with Dan Hoban of G5 Search Marketing. And again, this has been a continuing theme that we've had on the show. Dave and Jesse and I talk about newspapers are dying breeds. TV stations are battling over advertisement with DVRs. So let's talk a little bit about how dinosaurs are, they're still walking the earth, but they're so slow to react, and why companies like G5 can come in and make such a huge impact, and what's happening in the landscape.
I mean, really, I think the consumer's driving it, right? This is the consumer's driving it. If you look at the number of types of media that the consumer uses today versus the past, it's unbelievable. Over 30 different types of media, from everything from text messaging and Facebook and Twitter and iPods. And my iPhone has 25,000 apps. I call it the fragmentation of media consumption.
Highly fragmented.
So the consumer's driving it, right? And so how does the advertiser keep up? That's where we try to focus, and to help them keep up with this complex new world.
And it's a difficult issue. How do they keep up? Because I agree. I don't think a small company putting their money in a local newspaper is a good way to spend your advertising dollars today, for example. Or the Yellow Pages. I get those books delivered, I throw them away. I mean, it's a waste of money.
You and everyone else.
Exactly.
And the good news about online, which today is primarily led by search, Google, Yahoo, Bing, so forth, and we're moving into the social aspect, the social world, is it's digital and it's trackable. And so you can track everything. You can track, even in our world, you can track a transaction that originates online and completes in some local business. You can say this customer came from this keyword search on Google, or this ad on Facebook. You can connect it all the way through. So it is trackable.
And that's of course what has driven Google's model. But I think it's going another step, and we touched on this a little bit with the social media, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I mean, even you see the Twitter model is not even a social network so much as it is a search mechanism now.
Exactly, and social search is the new big, social media has a lot of hype right now, and I think there's a lot more beyond what you might call the yearbook phase, okay? It's what's the value? And if you compare, traditional search, Google, Yahoo, an algorithmic search to social search, what happens in Google today is you go out and search, and an algorithm tells you what is relevant. Google's crawlers go out, they crawl the web, their algorithm ranks sites, and they tell you what's the most relevant. With social search, it's more like the real world. If I want to find an attorney, I'm going to call a friend of mine and say, who's the best attorney that you recommend, right? Well, what social does is puts it in a database, and it allows you to do that search amongst your friends electronically.
Right. So again, I agree with you. Facebook's kind of the yearbook, but there's a tool behind there eventually that advertisers, local advertisers especially, I think, because if I say to my followers on that social network, hey, I just saw the new movie, the new Terminator, I loved it. It's definitely going to drive people to
word of
see
mouth
it for whatever
word
reason.
of mouth marketing, which has always been tough, has now been canned in a database, and that's what Facebook has the opportunity, and Twitter is doing already.
And I think there's a bigger opportunity there versus keyword mechanism down the road for the consumer. Would you agree with that?
It'll probably, it'll always be tied to possibly a keyword for someone to search on, but it's not. It's different than an algorithm.
It's more powerful, I think, if you get that referral.
It's real.
From
it's real. If I trust a referral from someone I know, that's a trusted source. I'm going to respect that decision or that recommendation more than what some algorithm tells me.
So Dan, we're running short on time here, but in let's call it 6-7 years, you've gone from non-existent to how many employees do you have?
I think just hired our 53rd employee this last week.
53 employees, so you're getting big, and you're getting to that stage in your company where you have a lot of different issues that you didn't anticipate when you first started. What I'd like to do is have you back in 6 months, 9 months, and have you back and hear a little bit more about the successes you're having and the markets you're getting into, because we just didn't have enough time to cover everything today. So appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dan. When we come back, we will again be with our fantasy finance section and the picks of the week.